Welcome to The Explainer. So today, we're taking this massive, fascinating leap back in time. We're going to see how a 2,500-year-old philosophy can actually be your ultimate modern survival guide. If you've ever felt totally overwhelmed by the pressures of just growing up today, I promise you, you are absolutely not alone. And the crazy thing? The ancients actually have some incredibly relevant answers for us.
Now, you might be wondering, seriously, a guy in ancient robes is going to help me manage my screen time and fix my GPA? Well, okay, let's dive into this. Because here's the honest truth. The human heart, it really hasn't changed. We still struggle with wanting to fit in, dealing with heavy family expectations, and, just trying to figure out who we actually are. So today, we're going to introduce you to this totally unexpected ancient solution to your very modern teenage struggles.
Section 1. Meet the OG life coach, Confucius.
Now, what's really interesting about Confucius's timeline is just how forgiving it is. Think about it. He mapped out his own life, right? And he said that at 15, he only just set his heart on learning. He didn't actually find his footing and stand firm until he was 30. 30! So if you're a teenager right now, you are literally just in the setting your heart on learning phase. Growth is this incredibly slow, lifelong process. You absolutely do not need to have your entire life figured out yet. Seriously, give yourself some grace.
Moving right along to Section 2, decoding Confucius's core slang, the vocabulary.
So the first and honestly most important term here is ren. Traditionally, you'd hear this translated as humaneness or benevolence. But for us today, it really translates to empathy plus action. Ren is the ultimate virtue. It's not just about, having good vibes or feeling sorry for someone. No, it requires the actual, daily, active choice to be kind and considerate, especially when you really don't feel like it, and absolutely when no one is watching to give you credit for it.
Next up is li. In ancient times, this meant stuff like court etiquette and religious sacrifices. But today, it perfectly translates to social respect and just, good manners. Think of li as the unspoken social contract that basically keeps society from completely falling apart. It's the physical actions that prove you value the people around you. Like saying thank you to the bus driver, or simply putting your phone face down when your friend is pouring their heart out to you. Then we have zhengming, which traditionally means the rectification of names. But the modern translation, it's all about owning your role. Confucius strongly believed that if names aren't correct, language fails, and if language fails, the whole shebang collapses. So the crucial point here is words have massive consequences. If you claim the title of student, you got to actually study. If you call yourself a friend, you need to show up when someone is hurting. Don't claim the title if you refuse to do the actual work.
Section 3. Timeless rules for character, the 20 books.
This idea comes right out of Book 2, which focuses heavily on leadership. And it just beautifully illustrates what real influence actually looks like. Think about it. Real leaders don't need to yell or bully or rely on peer pressure to get people to follow them. They simply remain steadfast and ethical, literally just like the North Star. If you are reliable and calm, people are naturally going to gravitate toward you because you become a safe harbor they can actually trust.
I absolutely love this metaphor from Book 9. It's all about grit. Because, let's be honest, it is incredibly easy to look like a great person or a loyal friend or a hard worker when everything in your life is sunny and going perfectly. But your true character, that is only revealed when the cold winter hits. How do you act during a really messy breakup or a family crisis or maybe a massive public failure? That right there is when we see if you are a resilient pine tree. All right, here are 3 rapid-fire core habits of the sage we extracted from the text. First, the nightly review. Basically, before bed, ask yourself if you were fake to anyone today or if you broke any promises. Look inward first before blaming everyone else. Second, the eclipse. When a sage makes a mistake, it's public, like a solar eclipse. But when they fix it, everyone looks up in admiration. You've got to own your mistakes publicly so you can actually move forward. And third, there's this story where Confucius's highly valuable horse stables burned down. When he got back, his only question was anyone hurt? He valued human life way over expensive property. Mindset is absolutely everything. On to Section 4, surviving modern teen drama. Let's look at some action plans. Scenario A, the social media validation trap. You post a photo and then obsessively check the likes. When the number's high, you're on top of the world. When it's low, you feel like a failure. Well, Confucius would call social media validation cheap clout. Our action plan here?
shift your focus to what you are actually building in the real world. Practice quiet confidence. Build your self-esteem on real, tangible achievements, like learning an instrument or helping out a neighbor, and not on the fleeting dopamine of those little digital red hearts.
Scenario B, the toxic friend group. You know the feeling. You're afraid to speak up because your friends are constantly gossiping. Confucius actually warned against being a town dandy, basically someone who abandons all their morals just to please everyone around them. So, the action plan? Do an audit of your closest circle. Listen, if they gossip with you, they will definitely gossip about you. And remember, true friends seek harmony, not conformity. A great friend group respects your boundaries and your differences. They don't demand you act like a total clone just to fit in.
Let's move to scenario C and see how this builds. School stress and grade obsession. You feel like your entire worth is tied to your GPA. Well, Confucius firmly believed that learning should bring joy, not severe anxiety. First things first, redefine studying. A C grade is literally just a data point. It is not your identity. Second, try to find just one subject you learn purely for you, with zero pressure of a test. And third, focus on the daily process of trying your best rather than obsessing over that final score.
Scenario D, family drama. You feel like your parents just do not understand you at all. Now, this is the ultimate test of what Confucius called shao, or filial piety. Your action plan here? Gently remonstrate. That means you are absolutely allowed to disagree, but you gotta ditch the eye rolls and the door slamming. Present your case calmly. Then build trust through small actions, like do your chores proactively. This actually proves you're responsible, which drastically lowers their anxiety and literally forces them to start treating you like an adult.
And finally, Section 5, Becoming a Gen Z Today, the ultimate checklist. Let's walk through this checklist to see exactly where you stand. The small person operates loudly and externally, right? They blame others, they desperately need constant attention and validation, they spread rumors, and they demand conformity. But the Gen Z, they operate quietly and internally. They take extreme ownership, they possess this quiet confidence, they actively protect other people's reputations, and they seek harmony. True virtue really doesn't need to shout to be heard.
I want to leave you with this incredible thought. Confucius didn't expect anyone to be perfect, he just wanted you to try. Growth is a daily process. You don't just wake up and become a wise, stable person overnight. It starts with the smallest choices. Putting your phone down to listen to a friend, refusing to join in on the gossip, or just admitting you don't know the answer. So here is my challenge to you. Right after this explainer ends, log off, go out into the real world, and carry your first small stone today. What small stone will you choose to move first?
Please like and subscribe.